It's kind of unfair how small and weak foxes are, don't you think? They regularly get the floor wiped with them by other predators, but they're kind of forced to approach them if they want to eat, and it keeps getting them into trouble, which is exactly what we're about to see today. While wandering around, this leopard stumbled onto something interesting. It spotted a Cape fox, even though the little critter was hiding in some super thick bushes. Pretty impressive, right? The leopard's eagle eyes somehow picked out the fox despite all that cover. The big cat didn't waste any time. It pounced on the fox like lightning. The poor little guy didn't stand a chance. It tried to put up a fight, but come on, a fox against a leopard? No contest. The struggle lasted maybe 5 seconds, tops. Things went south real fast for this poor little fox when it suddenly found itself fighting for its life against a hungry leopard. The fox was way too weak to put up much of a fight against a beast like that, and the leopard just snatched it up like it was nothing, grabbing the back of its neck with those razor-sharp teeth. The leopard had an iron grip, and it wasn't letting go of its meal for anything. The fox struggled, but it was all for nothing. It ended up getting eaten as usual. Thinking that it had hit the jackpot, this cheetah got into a fight with a bat-eared fox after it attacked it. The fox wasn't going down without a fight, and it was like the cheetah was trying to hold on to a greased-up pig at a county fair. It was doing its best to finish the job, aiming to snap the fox's neck, but the little guy was a fighter. It just wouldn't quit, squirming, screaming, and struggling nonstop. The cheetah wasn't as big as leopards are, and it wasn't as easy for it to keep a solid grip. Ironically, the cheetah's struggle meant the fox was suffering longer. Instead of a quick lights out, it was stuck in this awful in-between. Two jackals were able to catch a fox here, and man, did things get ugly real fast. They went after the poor fox like they had a grudge, but they just couldn't seal the deal. Every time they thought they'd finished it off, the fox would bounce back. It was like a horror movie that wouldn't end. They'd rough it up something fierce, thinking it was done, but nope, it'd come to and start fighting back again. This nasty cycle just kept repeating. The fox was tougher than old boots, and it kept waking up. The whole thing was just brutal. The jackals were putting the fox through hell. They didn't wanna, but they simply couldn't finish the job. Here we have a wolf that thought that it was being all sneaky, stalking a fox. It was doing its best to be quiet while creeping up on its prey. It's hard to say if the fox was clueless or just playing dumb though. Every time it moved, the wolf would try to follow, and it somehow managed to get super close. That's when things got interesting. When the wolf pounced, the fox pulled a fast one. It faked going one way, then zipped off in another direction. It was like the fox knew the wolf was there all along and was just messing with it. How embarrassing. In the very early hours of the morning, this lynx happened to stumble upon a fox. The lynx didn't waste a second. It attacked its target instantly. The fox saw trouble coming and took off running, but it was no match for the lynx's speed. The cat had the fox in its clutches in a few seconds, and it immediately went for the kill, snapping the fox's neck, then letting go, figuring it had done the job. But the fox wasn't going quietly. It started screaming bloody murder, making a racket that could wake the dead. The lynx pounced on it again, trying to shut the fox up before every predator in a 5-mile radius showed up. Thinking that a badger might share its food might be the dumbest thing any living creature has ever thought of. And that was exactly what this fox thought. It approached the badger slowly, playing it cool, and started nibbling on scraps off the floor. The badger was all chill about it at first, like whatever, plenty to go around, but then the fox got a little too bold. It went for the badger's plate while the badger stepped away for a sec. The badger came back and lost it, going after the fox like it had paid for that food. The fox was freaking out, trying everything to shake off this angry furball. Finally, the badger let it go, and the fox didn't need to be told twice. It disappeared faster than you can blink. After stumbling onto a fox's den with its babies inside, this badger busted in like it owned the place. The mom fox put up a fight, but the badger was too tough. It took over the den and helped itself to their hidden food. The fox mom dug a new spot and moved her kids, thinking they were safe. She went out hunting the next day, and that's when the badger snuck into the new den and straight up murdered the little ones. Looks like it didn't get the message from the first brutal fight. The poor foxes were left with 2 dead babies and a badger that wouldn't leave their new den. Tibetan Mastiffs are absolutely terrifying, and when we have a dog that literally fights bears, what do you think it would do to a fox? This beast of a dog was tearing down the road, hot on the heels of a terrified fox. The fox was running faster than you would think possible for such a little creature. It was consumed by fear. The Mastiff was no joke either. It was gaining on the fox, closing the gap with each giant stride. The fox must have had eyes in the back of its head or something, because it realized it was about to become dog food and suddenly changed direction, trying to juke out the dog. A greedy fox showed up wanting to prey on a duck here, looking at it like it was a walking lunch special. The duck knew it was in deep trouble. No way it could take on a fox in a fair fight. Quick thinking, the duck booked it straight for its buddy, a big old Kangal dog. Kangals are like the bouncers of the dog world, huge and scary as all get out. The duck jumped behind its canine bodyguard, probably quacking something like, "Help a brother out!" The fox took one look at this massive dog and nearly wet itself. It did a 180 in reverse direction, leaving the clever duck to live another day. Feeling pretty gutsy one night, this fox crept up on this massive Kangal dog, eyeing its food. Now, most foxes would steer clear of a Kangal, but not this fox. It was like it had a death wish or something. The fox kept inching closer, getting right in the Kangal's face. Talk about playing with fire. Lucky for the fox, the Kangal was on a leash. Otherwise, it might have broken its bones. Weirdly enough, the Kangal didn't seem too bothered. It could have turned that fox into a fur coat if it wanted, but it just stared at it. Maybe it felt bad for the hungry little guy. The fox turned its attention to a smaller dog nearby. It tried to look all tough, but the smaller dog wasn't buying it. In the end, the fox managed to snag some food and no one got hurt. This fox was pushing its luck big time, sneaking into a badger's turf looking for a free meal. The badger went full-on psycho, ready to turn that fox into confetti. Lucky for the fox, it had some serious wheels, and each time the badger got close, the fox took off. The badger was clearly pissed, probably thinking, "Get off my lawn, you mangy mutt!" The fox kept trying its luck though, sneaking back to look for something to eat. It was a quiet night, snow blanketing the landscape, when this lone fox trotted down the middle of the road, its paws leaving delicate prints in the fresh powder. Suddenly, the fox sensed something was off. In a split second, a shadow swooped down from above, an owl on the hunt. The big bird was ready to snag its prey, but the fox was quick. At the last moment, it moved to the side, narrowly escaping the owl's grasp. The owl then flew off into the night, disappointed and empty-taloned. Okay, so check this out. This golden eagle was soaring high up in the sky, and it spotted a fox down below and thought it would make a tasty snack. Without warning, the big bird came diving down, fast as lightning. It was aiming straight for the unsuspecting fox. The fox was just minding its own business, probably looking for some mice or something. At the last second, the fox must have sensed something was up. It moved just a tiny bit, we're talking like an inch here, and the eagle missed it. That was a straight-up miracle how the hungry bird missed. Looking for its next meal, this eagle spotted a fox down below and thought and decided to attack it. It swooped down and managed to sink its sharp talons into the fox's body, and it was trying to hold it down. The fox was too stubborn though, and it put up one heck of a fight. The eagle held on tight, but the fox was scrappy. It shook and wriggled until it finally broke free from the eagle's grip. The eagle wanted to go in for another shot, but the fox didn't give it a chance. This eagle came down on a fox like a bolt from the blue. We're talking full-on aerial assault. The eagle wasn't messing around. It went straight for the kill. It grabbed the fox with those wicked sharp talons, digging in deep. The eagle started strangling the fox, and it was brutal. The fox was fighting for its life, trying to break free. But the eagle had the upper hand. In a last-ditch effort, the fox got one of the eagle's talons in its mouth, and it was biting it hard. But it was too late. The fox was fading fast, and the eagle just kept squeezing. The fox didn't make it. It died right there, with the eagle's talons still clamped in its jaws. Having just spotted a massive eagle coming for it, this little fox was booking it across the ground. The poor thing was scared out of its mind, but while the fox was quick, the big bird was way faster, swooping through the air like a fighter jet. In a split second, the eagle captured the fox and had it pinned down. Game over. Just like that. The idea of a fox going after a hedgehog and winning is laughable, but this fox decided to try. The hedgehog, tiny little thing, was like a living fortress. You'd think predators would know better than to mess with it, but nope. The fox wasn't even that much bigger than the hedgehog, but it kept trying to break through those spiky defenses and trying to find a way in. Meanwhile, the hog was just chilling there, all rolled up tight, while the fox kept getting stung. It was like trying to eat a cactus. This went on for a while, with the fox getting more and more frustrated. Finally, it dawned on the fox that this just wasn't going to happen. It gave up and walked away. Probably the smartest thing it did that night. There was this crazy fight going on between a fisher and a fox here. It wasn't exactly a fight though. The fisher was totally dominating the poor fox. The guy with the camera kept creeping closer, trying to get a better shot. The fisher suddenly noticed him and got spooked, and it jumped up a tree. Here's where it got weird though. The fox decided to act all tough instead of trying to run away. It started growling at the fisher and trying to challenge it. When the fisher took off, the fox went the other way. It got super lucky that day. If that guy hadn't shown up and ruined the hunt by accident, things could have ended way worse for the fox. Spotting a little deer fawn nearby, this fox immediately started circling around it like it was psyching itself up for the big attack. Round and round it went, getting closer, then backing off. The fawn was just standing there, probably scared stiff. But here's the thing, the fox was too chicken to actually make a move. Maybe the fawn was too big, or maybe the fox was having second thoughts. Whatever the reason, all that circling and posturing didn't amount to squat. Did you enjoy this video? Please let us know in the comments section down below. And don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe to the channel while you're at it. And please, turn on your notifications bell to get notified when we upload a new video. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.